Joining me now is veteran broadcaster Dee Dunleavy. Now, we love a good apology, Dee, a genuine apology when someone has actually done something wrong. And Piers Morgan delivered a heartfelt apology to tennis legend Novak Djokovic for the absurd attacks he launched because Novak refused to submit to the COVID shot.
You got thrown out of Australia over what seemed to be, on the face of it, from what the media were being told and what was being reported, was you trying to bend the rules of getting into play an Australian Open without having taken the COVID vaccine. And I was actually quite censorious about a lot of people at the time. And I've since apologised to some people. I was too censorious. And when more information emerged about your situation, the fact you'd had COVID several weeks before you went to Australia, the fact that you hadn't actually done anything wrong on the form filling, the fact that in the end it became a political decision to throw you out based on likely public anger if they didn't take action. When I look back on that and reflect on that, I would like to say I'm sorry for the intemperate language I used against you, because I didn't know you. I took what I was reading and hearing at face value. It turned out to be more complicated.
Dee, there are plenty of media pundits in this country who need to be lining up to apologise to Novak as well. I've got to say, I'm not one of them. I was one of the few voices defending him at that time, but some of the coverage he received was just unhinged. He was called the most hated man in Australia at one point.
Well, I'm filled with shame right now, and I hats off to Piers Morgan. I'm absolutely with him, but I, as you know, because you were on my show, I hosted a radio show at the time and I joined the pylon. Look, for me, it wasn't so much about hating Novak Djokovic or necessarily wanting a needle jabbed in his arm. It was more about the fact that we didn't want him to be seen to be getting special treatment when the rest of us were going through hell. And I remember you and I discussing this, and I do remember the first time sort of COVID came up in the news and you saying, look, we're all going to get it. Let's just get it and get on with our lives. And I remember looking at you and thinking, Rita's lost her mind. But, you know, you were proven to be right. And the reason I feel filled with shame is because we were, as broadcasters, as media figures, we were encouraged to get people to, you know, encourage them to get the jab, because that's what we were being told. Get to 90%, 98%, whatever it was, and they'll let us out of our homes. We can return to our normal lives. And so, you know, I joined in. I thought I was doing the right thing, but looking back, you know, I wish I had my time again. I did question it at the time, but I wish that I'd pushed harder.
You were nowhere near the people I was thinking of when I made that statement. I do remember those discussions, but you weren't launching into these ugly attacks against Novak. You just thought you didn't want any sort of special treatment for a celebrity and millionaire. So I think your apology is not all that necessary. Now, talking about apologies, let's discuss the ongoing feud between David and Victoria Beckham and their son Brooklyn and his wife Nicola. A source has told the Daily Mail that Brooklyn would only accept something that is considered a substantive and public apology from his parents before reconciling with them. Dee, what's going on here?
Well, look, I can understand him standing by his wife. This all goes back to their wedding when he's taken on his wife's name. It's Peltz Beckham now for him. They felt, or the couple, Nicola and Brooklyn, felt that David and Victoria were planting stories in the press about them, which is, look, it is conceivable because the two of them do have a hotline to the media. But I don't know whether that was founded. It may have been happening through an agent of Victoria and David. But I don't think you can tell Posh and Bex what to do. And I also don't think you will ever win a PR war against this couple. They seem to go from strength to strength. He's just been knighted. She's got a really successful, well, I loved it anyway, series on Netflix. And I don't think you can tell them what to do. I do have a feeling, though, that Victoria, if anyone can fix it, Victoria can. She's very strong, very family-oriented. I think that she will be able to broker some sort of a peace deal, but I think it will take more time.
Now, an insider has told Page 6 that Meghan Markle was apparently in networking mode at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. There were a lot of A-listers there, including Mariah Carey, Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King. And Dee Dee, the source said Meghan was schmoozing with a lot of power players. How do you see that? Because she's copping some criticism for not wearing a Remembrance Day poppy. We covered that story first here on Monday. And it was so glaringly obvious because Harry was wearing a poppy, and obviously the day holds a lot of significance for him.
Well, definitely. And her excuse was incredibly lame. She said that she couldn't get one. Look, you can order them on Amazon, cost you about $5 or something, and it'll be there the same day. Look, the grifter was hustling. Are we surprised? I don't think we are at all. I find their appearance at this party, look, not surprising because, you know, she could not be happier. This is her happy place. She's found her people. She's wallowing in this pit of narcissistic, self-loving people. But what about the irony here? So Harry and Meghan detest the intrusion of the press. They absolutely hated that. Get away from us. We're terrified of the paparazzi. And yet here they are, metaphorically in bed with a family who have made and built their entire empire on sharing every little detail of their lives, who have the paparazzi on speed dial. So which one is it, Harry and Meghan? These two are so insincere. And I'm not surprised by their presence there. She's just doing anything she can to grasp, but keeping herself in the headlines.
Now, before you go, queer characters have been slashed from TV shows amid a massive U-turn on woke DEI policies and initiatives in the US, with Deadline reporting that around 41% of the 489 LGBTQ characters that were on the small screen this year, well, they won't be returning, with further cancellations also likely. Dee Dee, is this a case of the market speaking? Are viewers just sick of the overrepresentation?
Absolutely. And these networks should have seen this coming. I mean, it was one of the major pillars of Donald Trump's election campaign, was getting rid of all this DEI and all this woke rubbish. And some of these programs, they just make you feel uncomfortable in your own living room. And we don't want that. We just want to be entertained. And if you feel as though you're being given a lecture rather than being able to just relax and enjoy a story unfolding, you know, you can hear them scratching and ticking the DEI boxes in the background. We don't want that. And that's not what people wanted. It's not what the people of America voted for. And the ratings have shown that those shows had to go.
Yeah, it's the box ticking. It's just when it's absolutely unnecessary, and you can almost see they're putting together a production by just ticking boxes. Dee Dee Dunleavy, always a pleasure.